Well, hey, welcome back to the channel. So, the truck runs ish. So, I lost my FCA, my fuel control actuator in the truck. Transmission's back together. I test drove it yesterday. It shifts. So, all the electronics have been replaced. I did the shift kit, all, cleaned it out real well, resurfaced the transmission. Oddly enough, and I think it was just because of the fact that the transmission sat, I had the pan underneath of it, and so I initially drained 9 quarts out of the transmission, and I ended up having to put 12 quarts back into it to fill it back up. A couple of changes that I made. I bought a Derail, Derale, Derail brand deep sump pan. I added 2 extra quarts. So obviously there's 2 of the quarts that I had to fill up extra on top of the 9 that I pulled out of it. But it shifts well. But yesterday the fuel control actuator quit on me after I've replaced it. This will be the third one that has gone into it. And I think I just keep getting bad parts. I think that's really what's happening. The one that I got with the truck was bad. Put a one in it, it was bad. Put this one in it, ran for a while until yesterday. It does test driving. Now it's bad. Didn't pop a code, but there's nothing else really controlling the idle on except for the FCA. So FCA is bad. So I got that out of the truck this morning. I'm going to take it up and get a new one, get that replaced, and run the truck. I got all the tires. So there's all the tires. So new tires are here. The wheels are in the back. So getting closer. I'm also going to buy the ABS sensor. So the right ABS sensor, the driver's side ABS sensor. The left ABS sensor is out still. I have not had a chance to fix that. I'll get that fixed this week. And then it's new rims and tires and front end alignment time, and I should be within reason ready to go. So, and then the next video on the third gen will be a price breakdown. I've got some more receipts I've got to put in. I've got an Excel spreadsheet, but I'll put them all up on the screen when I'm talking about it. I didn't calculate the amount of hours I've spent on the truck, but you don't ever get paid back for your own time anyway. I don't really care about the time necessarily. I care about the amount of money that I've spent on the truck and then what I put into the truck to get it running. That's really where it's at right now. But I was nervous about the truck not having rebuilt a valve body ever. Not even ever having pulled one out of a transmission and pulling it apart. But again, be methodical with your maintenance. Be methodical with your disassembly and your cataloging and setting the parts out, and then follow directions. Make sure if you got to rely on YouTube like I did. I watched the video on YouTube. It really makes a big difference for the amount of clarity you get out of putting the actual valve body, that whole mechanism back together. It can be very confusing, and you do not want to pull it apart and just throw things around like some of these transmission guys do. They do those things on a daily basis. They work with transmissions almost every day. I don't want to. I did this out of necessity, so it's something that you definitely got to be meticulous about. Otherwise, it's not going to go well for you, and you'll end up wasting all your time doing that and then taking it to a transmission shop. So again, be methodical, be meticulous, spend the time, take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Make sure you clean your parts up. I pulled the valve body apart and I cleaned up everything with acetone to get all of the moisture and to get all of the crud and that dirt load out of the transmission. And then I put the magnet in the bottom of the new pan. The new pan came with a drain plug and a temp sensor input. I don't think I'm putting a temp sensor in there. Yesterday when I test drove the truck, I bought an Autel 906 BT scan tool that does live scanning. So while I was driving around, I had it set up so I could monitor everything. And the transmission, I drove it down the highway at 65 miles an hour with a cruise set. It shifted fine, went into overdrive, went into all four gears, shifted up, shifted down just fine, and it never got. Again, the truck's empty, so it's just a test drive, but it never got above 180 degrees. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I don't think I need to run a temperature sensor in the pan. Um, that's not really something I need to do, and I don't think if I move the truck on sooner than I planned, then the next owner can deal with that. But it's on the road ish. I got to get that fuel control actuator. It's got to go up to O'Reilly's and get another one, switch it out, and then I think the next big project with that truck is servicing the axles. I might have to do brakes. I don't know, but I got to get the front end aligned because the front end's all over the place. It was rebuilt, but never aligned when they rebuilt it. The previous owner didn't get it on the road long enough to worry about it. It broke down and stopped running for him. So once I get the truck aligned and I'm able to figure out if the brakes are actually pulling or not. Right now, it's so out of alignment when you hit the brakes, you can't tell if the brakes pull one way or the other. And then also, I'm going to Raptor line the bottom edge of the truck and the back fenders. So right at the body line of the doors. Yeah, that's where I plan to do it. Right at the body line of the doors where the doors come down, there's a little seam that runs right down the bottom quarter of the doors. I'm going to Raptor line from there down on the body, and then the back fenders, and then around the gas cap. And I'm going to switch out the tailgate. The tailgate's got a rotten spot in it, and I don't really feel like fixing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an air gate, not an air gate like those old flappy net ones, but like a gooseneck style gate where it's the louvered gate, because it's got a gooseneck in it, and that tailgate has the rotten spot is about the size of a 50-cent piece, and it's just it's not worth fixing to me. I've never owned a Dodge truck. I think this is my fourth Dodge truck, and I've never owned a Dodge truck that had a factory tailgate that wasn't completely messed up on some level. So either Dodge tailgates are just really not that well made, or people just abuse them to death. I don't know, but it's not worth keeping the original tailgate with a rotten spot this big around in it. So anyway, that's the update. Remember to like and subscribe, comment down below, all that jazz. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. Have a good day.